Hi all, welcome to this new episode of Cornerstone magazine where we will discuss about India's solar industry and sustainability in real estate with our inspiring and interesting guest Mr. Suchin Jain today. Mr. Suchin Jain is a person of many talents. He's a yoga guru, uh, very fit person, and he runs a company called Inoviea Consulting which works in real estate as well as in infrastructure also. And they've got patented technology of iPanel Clean, where they say that they improve the efficiency of solar panels by twice, which is a big number. They've got a patent on it. And as India's solar industry is changing, sustainability in real estate is growing. Clean tech is the buzzword these days. I would like to ask many questions on this from Suchin sir. Suchin sir, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Ashish ji. It's great to be here.
So, sir, a very interesting question for you. How is the sustainability in real estate is a buzzword these days we keep talking about. So, what is sustainability in real estate?
Actually, if you see that basically it is getting driven from the rising temperatures on Earth. So, if the temperatures further rise, it will cause the holes in the atmosphere that will lead to the ultraviolet rays coming down and it will affect everybody's life. So, we have to control that. To control that, we have to reduce the carbon emissions in the atmosphere. And for reducing the carbon emissions, whatever activity that is happening today, that must be limited. That must be so that the temperatures do not rise. So for achieving that, United Nations has set up 17 goals for sustainability, sustainable development goals. Now these development goals are being made mandatory by the companies to achieve in their working, so that we are living on a sustainable earth and we do not harm the earth and harm the humanity in return. So, for that, earlier the businesses were driven purely by profitability and they were not looking at anything else. So, now the businesses will be driven by sustainability. It will be an integral part of any business. And similarly, real estate being one of the biggest sector contributes a lot towards sustainability, making the sustainable buildings, making the sustainable and responsible consumption patterns. So these are the things that will drive our future now. Now, looking at sustainability for the infrastructure or real estate is where the maximum benefit can come to the environment, where we can reduce a lot of carbon emissions. We can make environmentally more friendly buildings, and we can make sure that even after making the friendly buildings, that their running cost, their maintenance, and everything doesn't add up to adding more carbon in
Yes,
the
sir.
atmosphere. So for that is what we are marching towards it now. Energy is the biggest consumption which a real estate has to do during its lifetime, and the sources of energy are primarily today coal driven, which are causing carbon emissions.
Yes, sir.
In the coal driven and the fossil fuel driven, which are causing a lot of carbon emissions. Now, with this sustainability, idea is to reduce these emissions. Then the water consumptions, the water scarcity is on the rise in the cities, the water tables are depleting. So the responsible consumption of water is another important area. Third thing is that we have to make the whole thing very sustainable and socially very safe for the people who are working in these areas. So environment, social, and then governance. So ESG is a major area of focus today.
Yes, sir.
And if you look at SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, they have made it mandatory for all the top companies to include ESG in the reports. So with this, the infrastructure has to evolve today. They have no choice now. We have to have the buildings that are sustainable, which do a very less energy consumption, which optimize the energy consumption, and we have to take the maximum benefit of the nature around us. So this is what is sustainability all about, and this is where the ESG comes into play.
Yes. So sustainability is the buzzword for
Right.
for human race to survive.
Right.
And sir, I understand you are doing a lot of work in infrastructure, and I recently heard about iPanel Clean and and how it adds to the sustainability of solar panel and how it generates more energy and increase the efficiency of solar panels. Please tell us more about that.
So, actually, in a building, the energy is the electricity that we're using it, and that is being consumed. The solar contributes a lot in reducing that carbon footprint. Suppose you're generating that power from the solar, so that means that many carbon emissions you have saved going into the atmosphere, and that is where the buildings have to do their calculations and figure out how they can reduce furthermore carbon going into the atmosphere. So they can't stop using the electricity,
Yes, sir.
but they have to use the electricity which is generated from the sources that do not generate carbon. That is the focus area. So the companies have gone for installation of solar on their rooftops,
Yes, sir.
or they have started sourcing the power from the utility scale plants. But if the utility scale plant has to provide to a building or a commercial asset, then the power has to travel all the way, and then there is a transmission cost, then there is a distribution cost
Yes,
added
sir.
to that cost. Now if your solar is installed in your rooftop itself, all that cost is saved and all the benefit comes to you directly.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
there is a huge benefit
sir.
of the rooftop solar in your own building,
Yes, sir.
and any more you can buy it from them,
Mhm.
which will be more costly than the
Mhm.
rooftop solar
Mhm.
for you, but much less than the other cost
Yes,
today.
sir.
Now, if you want to increase the efficacy of the rooftop solar,
Mhm.
so either you have more efficient solar panels, or you have more, more area of the rooftop.
Yes, sir.
Now, more efficient solar panels are dependent on the future research and when it might happen. Secondly, the more rooftop you cannot have in any case because your
Yes, sir.
building is limited, your plot size is limited,
Yes, sir.
the rooftop size is further limited. So you have gone ahead and installed a certain size of the solar plant there. Now, beyond the size of the rooftop, you cannot, even if you want, you cannot. But your
Yes, sir. Yes,
consumption
sir.
is more
Yes, sir.
in a building, consumption of electricity. Now, here is a technology that we have developed, which increases the power generation of the existing rooftop, and it is double the cost efficient than the solar itself.
Terrific, sir.
Thank you.
जी.
And this is what we did through our research of last 8 years, and we were granted patent by the government of India. And today we are a disruptive and patented technology by which we are able to clean the solar panels, because we have seen the rooftop up to 70% their generation is being lost due to dust. Dust is falling all the time from the atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
Not even given a single second, it is not stopping. Whether it is day, night, it is falling. And typically, I would say 1% of power generation is being lost by not cleaning the panels per day. So if you're not cleaned it for 30 days, 30% is being lost.
Okay. Okay.
If you're not cleaned it for 2 months, sorry, the 60% is being lost. So huge losses are happening, and it is very difficult to send a person on top of the rooftop. As per the US Labor Bureau of Statistics, it is the sixth most dangerous job in the world
Yes, sir.
to work on a rooftop. So look at the difficulty of the labor or the person who's going to clean the panels.
Yes.
If it is a one-day activity, you can still understand, you can
Yes,
still
sir.
take precautions. But if it is a regular activity,
Quite a risky affair for
it is a
for
very
the
risky
person. Yes,
affair. So even in our own houses, we see that dusting, becomes very challenging. It is
Yes,
actually inhuman to do the dusting.
Yes,
So
sir.
there has to be some automation that must take place that can save the people's life.
Yeah. Especially seeing the inefficiency and the risk involved.
Risk involved.
Both
right?
are big factors.
Both
Yes.
are big factors. Now we have developed a technology by which we are able to clean the panels without the water, without any risk to the human life, and it is fully automatic, and it gives you control from your mobile phone. So you can operate this technology right from your mobile phone, sitting in the comfort of your room. Today, what has happened is, if you don't have this technology, a person has to go on top and clean it. In most of the cases, I have got the report, sir, we cleaned it yesterday. And when I have gone with that person to see, okay, let us go and check and go to your rooftop and see whether it has been cleaned. Mostly I have found it has not been cleaned.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So whose loss it is happening? That loss is happening of the person who has invested in the solar plant. the loss is happening to the society, because those many carbon emissions could have been saved, should
Yes,
not
sir.
save.
Yes, sir.
So now with this technology, in half the cost of the solar, we are giving you as much energy as the solar will produce
Yes,
for
sir.
you, and without any additional space requirement. So that is the benefit we bring to the table with this technology.
Really very effective and useful technology for all the people. So recently, Modi ji, our honorable Prime Minister, Modi ji has also said that, as we were talking about rooftop solar, that 1 crore houses will have rooftop solar in a time frame. Maybe I think it is 5 to 6 years time. So government is also bullish on this. How do you see it? Is it possible in that time frame? And all the key stakeholders, how much work it will take to so put solar panels on the rooftop of 1 crore?
Yeah, so given has got a target of 40 gigawatt of solar on the rooftop. Now, out of that 40 gigawatt, only 6 gigawatt has gone on the rooftop in last 10 years. So that is, you can see that there is still a lot of scope for the
Yes, sir.
rooftop in the solar segment, and it is only growing. 40 gigawatt was the target, which is only growing, because government is now targeting 300 gigawatt of solar by 2030. So it is, these are definitely huge targets, and if they require to be met, we all have to work together to make sure that those targets are met. Now, this Modi's scheme of 1 crore households getting the solar in 6 to 7 years is definitely a very big possibility, because there is more acceptability, more awareness about the solar, plus the government scheme coming in, it adds fuel to it, fuel to its growth. So I think it is the step in the right direction. If you remember that earlier we used to pay 16 rupees a minute for a mobile call,
Yes, sir.
and today it is free.
Free, yes, sir.
So this is what is going to happen
Nice
with energy.
Yes, sir.
Today we are paying through our noses about the electricity bills, about the petrol, diesel, and it is a huge cost. It's almost 30% cost of energy in our life is because of the energy that we are paying for. Now suppose that becomes free to you. So what we are paying today comes free. That is a huge, addition to our incomes, and huge safety comes to our life. So this is basically decentralization of energy
Yes, sir.
that is bound to happen, and that must be promoted, and which Modi ji's government is doing in the very right direction. They are trying to promote it in the right way.
Yes, sir. Energy is something which we need for every endeavor right now, and India is on the right path to generate more and more clean energy. In it, I wish best of luck to iPanel Clean team, sir.
Thank you, Ashish ji.
Yeah. So thanks a lot to Suchin sir and all the viewers for being with us. We discussed a lot on clean tech and sustainability in real estate. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ashish.
Thanks to Cornerstone team also.
Thank